Masato, Yoshioka. The referee is John Lehman. The opposition for the Japanese, Croatia, Philipp Stojanović, Roberto, Bartol. And this is the lag. The cue ball that's closest to that back cushion is the one who gets to break off. And Japan win it decisively. And in the short races, bear in mind this is only a race to 7, winning the break, winning the lag, can be very important indeed. So Carl's made the short journey from the arena into the commentary box, and I was just looking at the odds for this one, Carl. 1-4 Japan, 11-4 Croatia. Japan, very big favourites.
Yeah, they're the bookies' favourites, but, you know, Team Croatia, they see Stojanović. He's very well known throughout Europe, played on, you know, many of the Euro tours, so I think this is a little bit closer than what the big bookies think, Phil.
Oi has played in this tournament so often, by my reckoning, this is his 4th different partner.
Number 1, Japan.
Now you see the first break of this year's event, and it looks pretty successful, it has to be said, and he's got a shot at this 2-ball, so this is just what you want in the first rack of any tournament. They see the yellow 1-ball disappears in the side pocket. And now we get to have a little look at his partner, and this is not a bad little opener, Phil, is it, for your first ever shot?
It's a nerve soother.
Yeah, he was a little bit fortunate there. He didn't want to play the bump on the purple 5 there. Just a little bit of adrenaline, but it's not the end of the world. Well, there you see. Nerves straight away there from Naoyuki. And this is what is so good about this format. You can never relax, and of course we're playing Scotch doubles.
Yeah, so alternate shot all the way through. Oi's problem there wasn't exactly the difficulty of the pot, it was playing it with running side to get onto the pink 4-ball. And Oi's problem was created by an iffy positional shot from his partner. At least he's not left the red 3 available.
Oh, it's a little bit unfortunate there. He played what looked like a pretty good kick shot and just didn't hit the rail. So there you see John Lehman from New York City.
Yeah, normally when you see a no-rail foul, it's quite obvious. The cue ball here, as you can see, is going to go very close to the rail. But according to John, not making contact. So having wasted one chance, Carl, hard to imagine they're going to do so again.
Yeah, it's all about cue ball control. This, try not to do anything silly. That looks pretty good, that. Yeah, nice shot. Now, can he just avoid the cannon on the 8-ball? If he can't, this needs a little bit of care. And he couldn't avoid the cannon, but He's judged that well. You see the cue action looks very loose and fluent.
Oi, off already. Yes, he said. 1-0, and he's already very animated. That's Naoyuki Oi all over. His partner, Masato Yoshioka, potting that winning 9-ball, known as Yoppie, 35 years of age from Osaka in Japan. And of course, Naoyuki Oi is from Tokyo, 38 years of age. And what a great character he is, Carl.
Yeah, just a little way of releasing the nervous energy. And you see his partner, Yoppie. I'm going to call him Yoppie, Phil. I like that. It's an easy one for me to pronounce, that.
Well, Yoppie, Masato Yoshioka, actually owns and runs his own pool instructing school. So this week, hoping to practice what he preaches. That's the opposition. On the left-hand side, Roberto Bartol. On the right-hand side, Philipp Stojanović. Bartol is from Zagreb. Stojanović, who's the senior partner, he lives in Regensburg, Germany.
Yeah, Stojanović played on
Rack number 2.
many
Current
Euro
scores:
tours,
Japan
very familiar with all the
1-2-0.
players. And he's quite a tidy player. I'm just wondering if Philipp, was he thinking he caught the rail on the kick shot? I don't know. So there we see the break. Another successful break there. Now if he's going to go for this pot, I think it only goes in the right centre pocket from where he stood. So yeah, I think the purple 5 is blocking the corner. So a little blind pocket shot. Yeah, that works out well. Good shot from Oi.
I know, Carl, it's only a very tiny sample size, but already it seems to me as though the table is breaking off quite friendly.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a theme over the years that on day one, you know, the players are trying to figure out the break, but as you said, so far so good. Now this is where it's key in this tournament, in this format, where you get your opportunity. It's a short race to 7 in the first 2 rounds, and these type of opportunities, if you want to go on and go deep in this tournament, you have to be clearing the table.
Well, that wasn't a good sign. He struck it very badly, and there was lots of upper body movement. The shoulder came into it significantly.
Yeah, well rescued there from Yoppie. Now I can just send the cue ball around the 3 rails into that big open space. Use his cue ball to slow down now. He's lost the cue ball here. It's a poor shot from Oi there. He's got plenty of experience in this type of arena now. He knows, you know, how fast and bouncy these tables can play. He had such a big window to land in there, so he's got a bank shot or a safe. Well, he went for the bank, and I think he's fluked a treble. He didn't play the treble. There you see he's laughing to his partner, and this will only get Naoyuki Oi at it even more, won't it, Phil?
Look at this. The wages of sin. And for the second rack in succession. Yoshioka pots the winning 9-ball. So Japan make a very agreeable start, and they lead Croatia by 2-0. Seemed to me, Carl, there that the most experienced player of the two, i.e. Oi, was the most nervous.
Yeah, it has to be said. He looks a little bit, well, I mean, he doesn't look edgy, he's always smiling, but I think that's just his way of playing the nerves. And that little fluke on the 7 gives them a 2-0 lead, so Croatia are in a little bit of early trouble in this match.
By the way, you're calling him Yoppy not because you like the nickname, because it's the easy way out, isn't it? Tell the truth.
100% correct, Phil. You got me on that one.
Well, as the week progresses, Carl, there's more tongue twisters than that, I can tell you.
Over to you, pal.
And they've not all got nicknames. I remember Stojanović being involved in a crazy match in this tournament against Vietnam some years back, where there were loads of mistakes and extraordinary things happening. It was one of the most entertaining matches, I think, in this tournament's history, even though it
Round
wasn't
number 3,
particularly high
2-0
profile.
in favor of Japan. Japan to break.
Of course, we're playing winner breaks. The yellow 1-ball goes in that left centre again, so he's purposely playing the cut break, so that's working well, and I'm not sure he's got a shot at the blue top. After the break shot, the incoming player can play a push out if wanted, so that's a nice shot. Purposely played the kick there just to send the cue ball all the way up table, and that has worked out lovely.
We mustn't underestimate Yoshioka, former semi-finalist in the World 10-ball Championship only a couple of years ago, actually.
Illegal contact.
And so the Croatians foul again. Japan looking ever more powerful.
Yeah, it wasn't the most inviting shot for your first go at the table, but you know, these pool players, they've been in matches before when things don't quite go your way at the start, and you've kind of got to go into grind mode and make something happen. Good thing is the 3-ball on the purple 5, well, it looked like it was tied up, so he's played for the combo, so he's trying to play the red 3 to pocket the purple 5 here, which of course would keep them at the table if you're new to pool. As long as you hit the lowest ball on the table first, anything goes.
Extension, please.
There is a 30-second shot clock in operation, but in each rack, a team is allowed one 30-second extension. Here, it's because of a shot selection dilemma rather than the difficulty of the shot in itself. Just need to get their minds clear, get some clarity of thought as to what they want to do and how to do it.
Yeah, so he made the combo, and has he got any friends? Well, this is not easy. So there we see the safety, and I think that is pretty nice. So I think he's just going back for his jump cue. Jump cue's a little bit shorter than your playing cues. And the tip
Extension, please.
It's almost a little bit like concrete. It's a lot harder. You're 2-0 down, it's the 7. The main thing here is just get a good hit, and he's begging for something good to happen, and it's not gonna. But where that purple 4 is, he's not guaranteed position, so there's a little bit of hope for Croatia just yet in this rack.
We've already seen plenty of evidence that this Rasson table is rolling beautifully, very fast.
So this is always a little bit thinner than the TV cameras make it look. So it's a blind pocket shot for Oy. And he's missed that by a long way. Maybe slight heavy contact, but it looks a little bit shaky so far. So a small chance now, and this is not easy. There's distance, and it's a thin one into the corner.
You're right about Oy, he does look shaky, even though the opposition has yet to fire.
It's a foul.
Now this is just what Croatia needed. Ball in hand, all the balls in the open. I mean, that wasn't an easy shot, it was very thin.
It's a foul.
So it's a good chance now for Croatia to get their first rack in this opening match. Yeah, I agree with you, Phil. It looks very, very lively, this table, doesn't it? But
and there's a sliding scale. The more nervous you are, the more a fast table intimidates.
oh wow, it's gone from bad to worse there. It was the type of shot where he wanted to be straight on the green 6, so he could just play a little stop shot. And because the cue ball was travelling, you know, he's been a little bit unlucky to hit the 8 ball like that, but it can happen.
The foul.
Oh dear. Things going from bad to very bad for Team Croatia. Yoshioka's debut in this World Cup of Pool is going very nicely. He looks composed. He's been the better of the 2 Japanese players so far. And now it's Naoyuki Oy to pot the 9 ball. All Japan so far.
2-minute break.
They're vindicating the bookmakers' odds. They lead Croatia by 3 fracks to 0.
A couple things with the shot clock. Okay. A couple times the ball was spinning and then he reached.
Nisam bio siguran za stolom, pa sam mislio samo ću ono da ne mogu da mi ide automatski. Kako ona ide ono da ide ono gledat na brzinu. To je to. Mislio sam da.
We also have a. This is an.
Welcome back
incorrect score
to
up here.
Stadium
This is an
MK
incorrect score.
in Milton Keynes. It's the
3-0.
start of the World Cup of Pool 2021. No event in 2020 due to the COVID-19
You ready?
pandemic. But everyone at Matchroom Multisport has done a wonderful job to get this tournament off and running. I'm sure you'll agree, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing short of a miracle to get 32 teams from around the world to Milton Keynes for, if not the best pool tournaments we have on our calendar. And it's a good start for Japan.
Rack number
They've looked a
4.
little bit
And the current
edgy in
score is
patches, but
3-0 in favor of
Croatia
Japan.
missed a big
Japan to
trick
break.
in that last rack. And it's Japan to break in the fourth. Cue ball flirted with the side pocket there, just at the jaw. Always seems to be the case, that Phil, when you know, when you're Croatian, you're sat in your chair and you've just made a mistake, you just want something good to happen, and they break off and the cue ball nearly goes in the pocket, but it doesn't.
We knew the cue ball was going to be there, in behind the four ball. He's a real bundle of energy, Naoyuki. And I suppose with him, folks are looking forward to his interview just as much as in potting balls, maybe even more so.
Extension, please.
Yeah, you can translate that one, Phil. He's trying to kick just below the centre off two rails. And just try and get the hit. Yeah, good hit. Just needs something good to happen here. And something good hasn't happened, so the save from Naoyuki gives them a little bit of a chance in rack 4.
Of course, this event is being played behind closed doors. There is a crowd of sorts, i.e. the players and their guests. You can see in the background there with the appropriate masks due to COVID-19 regulations, which are being very strictly enforced here.
Yeah, that wasn't one of Yoppie's best efforts, it has to be said. He's missed this by a long way, complete deceleration. Yeah, I wonder how the players at the table are feeling actually when, you know, you look behind you and it's all the other players watching. It must be kind of a little bit of a weird feeling, that. Things go from bad to worse for Croatia. Yes, Stojanović, that's a thing I've seen over the years. Wears his hat on his sleeve.
Well, Yoppie was sloppy on his previous visit to the table, but I'm sure he won't be again.
And that took a little bit of a wobble.
It's always an indication of how quick a table is, where quite often you see the players looking concerned as to whether a cue ball will make its journey, and in the end it makes it more than easily.
Yeah, that's the one thing about, you know, the table in the arena at pool time. It's so fast, and you know, when you have to get position, you have to be timing the cue ball so nice. That wobbled in, but he's come up with a couple of good shots in this rack now, and this 9-ball for Yoppie.
It really is going all one direction, and that direction is towards the Japanese. Oi and Yoshioka now leading by 4 racks to 0, and hard to see, given the way that Croatia are struggling, hard to see where their first rack's coming from.
Yeah, the big rack was when they had ball in hand and all the balls were sat to it, and they didn't manage to run the table, and well, they don't look too happy, do they? Why would they?
Japan have got a really good history in this tournament. Back in 2007, the second staging, Oi and Satoshi Kawabata reached the semi-finals. That was in Rotterdam in Holland. Got to the quarter-finals in 2008. And Japan also made the semi-finals in 2015. Now this is the time of year where pool really blossoms thanks to Matchroom Multisport. From the 22nd to the 25th of May, it will be the Dafabet World Pool Masters at the Europa Point Sports Park in Gibraltar. And then back here, Stadium MK in Milton Keynes hosts the World Pool Championship. That's June 6 to June 10. And Japan has got a great history in the World 9-Ball Championship. Also provided 2 winners of that. 1994.
Rack number 5, the current score is 4-0 in favor of Japan. Japan to break.
Takahashi Kunihiko. So Okamura Takeshi was the winner in 1994. Takahashi Kunihiko in 1998. And Japan's most recent world champion was Yukio Akagariyama in 2011.
Push out.
You see Philipp calling the push out. That is where a player can pretty much do what he wants. Obviously you can't scratch, so he'll just push the cue ball
Japan, your option.
towards the top, and then Japan will have the option to play this shot or pass it back. And you see just having a discussion of what the options might be. It's always a funny one, this, because you might see a shot that you prefer and then your partner comes in and butts in and tells you something else, and then you're in two minds and it can all be a bit of a mess. But they've put Croatia back, so not shocked for that one. This is very, very difficult. So he's actually going to kick this off one rail and try and get the cue ball. He was trying to get over towards that brown 7, which he didn't do, and this gives Japan a good chance to lay a good hook snooker back. So
Rob, who shoots? It's Masato? Yes. Extension, please.
There you see the wonderful safety shot. All caused by Croatia's bad kick shot save. And Roberto has he's not had much fun in this opening match. He's kicked at a couple and he's not had much table time at all. Tries to go airborne, doesn't jump over the ball, so that means Japan have got ball in hand.
The one ball is blocked, but it's the simplest combo. And also, as you could see, very simple to leave the one on after it. Over the years, Carl, in this tournament, you don't see all that many whitewashes, even though first to 7 is a sprint. But it's looking that way here. It really is.
He always left his partner with a little bit more angle than he would have liked, which has then caused the positional error. That's to be said though, Phil. The 4-0 up, but they've not played great, have they? It's been a very, very nervy opening match of this year's event.
Absolutely true. That's the thing with cue sports. You don't have to play well, you just have to play better than the opposition, and that's what Japan are doing. Sometimes you can play well and lose. Other times you can play iffy and win.
Yeah, no, I always felt it was very key to just try and get that W on the board in the first round of any tournament. You've had a feel of the table, a feel of the arena, and you would be through to the next round. So he's kicking 2 rails. He will be trying to pot this. pot it, he didn't, and he missed the ball
Foul,
altogether.
no contact.
So this is getting tragic for Croatia. Everything that's going wrong is going wrong. And now Japan have got ball in hand again. Cue ball control is something they have struggled with, and it's this type of shot here where it's going to go wrong, because you've got to just float over to the middle of the table. There you see he's landed a little bit too close to the rail. Should still be okay. You know, that little bounce at the end has made it okay. If it had stayed on the rail though, it would have been a different story. Even there he's landed just that little bit of a funny angle. So he's either going to have to soft draw this back up, or he's actually topping it down for that reason. Nice shot though.
What a rout this is turning into. Japan lead Croatia by 5 racks to 0.
Yes, a great start then for Japan. Now, the beauty of having all the players around, practicing, sitting down, watching how great this tournament is, the background, you're just nabbing some players to talk to during a game. And I've done that to Alison Fisher. Alison, firstly, I do apologise just grabbing you like that, but it all feels real now, does it?
A few days, been in the bubble, sanitised everything, and here we are. It's all happening now, so it's exciting now.
And hopefully we'll put a tune on later on the jukebox as well. I mean, they've not missed anything, have
No,
they?
I love it. It's a great atmosphere.
Fantastic.
It's very different. Yeah.
I mean, can't wait to get fans back, but I mean, it's just a beautiful setting, and the players themselves can actually watch the match going on, which you don't see in any other sports.
No, this is all new, and it's nice to be back to some sort of normality.
How did it feel when you got the call about representing Great Britain?
Well, it was on International Women's Day, I think, from Emily Fraser. We were chatting on Zoom, and I thought, oh gosh, I've got to dust off my cue now. And but it's very exciting. I'm very excited to be part of, you know, competing with Kelly Fisher. We've known each other years, so it's going to be fun.
Number 6.
It's a tough match as well. On Tuesday, got the Philippines. We'll speak to you later, Alison. Back to the match.
Current score is 5-0. Japan. Japan to break.
Alison Fisher wearing that Lights Out logo on her top. Could be Lights Out for Croatia before they know it.
Yeah, and this is a very successful break again. There you see the 1 ball disappears, the 2 balls sat over the right centre, and the 3 ball is over the other centre. So this is a dream split for Japan, and this will get them on the hill.
In the last 16, which is the second round, Japan, if they come through, or should we say when they come through, the way things are going, will face either Russia or Switzerland. Russia led by Fedor Gorst, who's the reigning world 9-ball champion. And that Russia-Switzerland match will be first up in the evening session today.
Yeah, Switzerland are a very tidy team and all, Phil. You know, I think that's going to be a great match there with the reigning world 9-ball champion. He'll know both players from Switzerland, and he will know they've got a match on their hands. And this is just a case of potting the ball. Cue ball will naturally land on the 8. And he's missed the 7, a little lifeline for Croatia.
naturally there, the little demon in his mind was to avoid the far bump of the middle pocket, and that's why he missed it.
Slightly under at the cue ball, but should be okay. Could even pop both balls in one shot here. Yeah, he's just having a look. He's not quite sure, but just make sure he popped the 8. And he has potted the 8, and he does have a shot at this 9. It's a little bit close to his work. It's not going to come easy, is it, Phil, when you're trailing 5-0 and you've had a few chances and you've made a few errors?
It's actually, given their circumstance, a really horrible shot, this. In he goes. Well done indeed, Roberto. Bartol. So forget the whitewash. Japan still in command, but at least Croatia have a rack on the board.
So these two are playing the
Maybe Croatia are on the comeback trail. Roberto Bartol knocking in that good ball to the middle pocket. It wasn't a certainty by any means. You still have to say Japan are overwhelming favourites, but with the winner breaks rule, teams can build momentum, Cole.
Yeah, of course. I mean, all they can do is just do what's in front of them, but, you know, watching this from our lovely comms box, Phil, it would be nice to just see a little 2 or 3 pack. What that means is they break and run 2 or 3 racks on the spin, and that would put the pressure.
Rack number 7. Our current score is 5-1 in favor of Japan. Croatia.
They will be
to
thinking
break.
they should have been on the hill and breaking with a 6 rack to 0 lead. So Roberto breaking in the 7th. And good cue ball control, but he's had no friends. It's going to be a dry break. Luckily for Croatia, he doesn't have an easy pot in the yellow one. I think this has gone wrong. So there's a poor safety shot from Naoyuki. It's a small chance here from Philipp. Stojanović just needs to pop this ball and try and navigate position on the blue 2. The blue 2 is up at the same end as this yellow one. So he tried to bump into the brown 7 to hold position.
Hold please. Can you please reset the time clock for them?
There was a clock malfunction there, clearly not 30 seconds, as the 5-second beeps went off.
Yeah, I was in the arena before and it's loud, that beep. It kind of scares you, so you better be ready for it. So Roberto plays safe. Of course, this is
again
very easy to hit.
Hold please. Guys, hold on a second. Can you please reset the time clock for them?
The shot clock, obviously an integral part of this World Cup of Pool, and we need to have the equipment working properly. So John Lehman, very experienced, the referee, coolly stepping in and ensuring that fair play is going on.
So the kick shot was pretty easy to hit the 2 ball, but getting it safe was the problem, and he hasn't got it safe. So now this is a good chance. Make sure you pop the ball. Pop your ball, you didn't. There's worrying signs that when you miss it by that much.
As I said before, he's a veteran of many matches in this World Cup of Pool, Stojanović. I would have thought he would have been able to control his nerves a little better. That said, though, at least his latest mistake isn't going to directly cost them the rack.
Yeah, again, another shot that's gone wrong, so he's kicking 2 rails, trying to leave the cue ball down the bottom end of the table. And he's hit this all wrong, so it's going to be the 3rd chance for Team Croatia. After this ball, it will be the pink 4 ball, so nothing heroic here. That's fine, well done. Just gets back up because he feels like he's got a bigger angle than he needed, but just need to play a little kill shot, which he did. Now this is a wonderful chance now. We're in perfect position.
Roberto Bartol lists Judd Trump and Jason Shaw as his great sporting heroes. He will need to pot like those two if Croatia are going to come back into this, but at least now they're getting some kind of foothold.
Yeah, little things can just start to happen. This will make it 5-2. To win a break, so they will be breaking in the next round. Oh, he's missed a 9 ball. What has he done there?
You can't help but feel for him. Big occasion for these guys, it really is. They don't want to do that on international TV. Japan pick up the pieces, and the scoreline now reads 6-1. And remember, in rack number 8, they get to break. Get the feeling, Carl, the end could be nigh.
Yeah, it's a huge mistake, that one. You know, obviously they've not played great in the match, it has to be said, and you know, they were 5-0 down, but in pool, little things can happen. The comeback is always on, but not when you miss. It's simple, man.
He couldn't quite believe it, and neither could we. Okay, the cue ball is a little close to the cushion for comfort, but it was such an easy pot. Rudimentary. And he overcut it.
Yeah, you could see his partner was looking on in disbelief.
Well, Philipp Stojanović on the right there. Other sports played for him. Climbing and wakeboarding. He needs to climb back into the match somehow. But pardon the horrible cliche, this really is a mountain to climb.
Yeah, at least he's having a little laugh to his partner there. He's probably saying, oh, I was in shock that stayed up, pal. Not a nice place to be.
Rack number 8. Current scores
The world is
6-1 in favor of
All
Japan.
your friends
Japan
and your
to
family
break
back home
on the
will be
hill.
watching, and powerful break there from Naoyuki, and he's not got a shot. So it's not over just yet for Croatia. But it has to be said, Phil, this would be, well, this would be something, wouldn't it?
Well, the winner breaks rule gives leeway for comebacks, and I think we're going to see them as the tournament progresses. But 5 down, 6 to play, given the way they've performed so far, it would be a monumental achievement for Croatia. It really would.
So decided to play the kick shot.
Hold, please.
In pool, of course, the vast
Hold,
majority of
please.
tournaments are
Reset
double
the
elimination,
clock,
but in
please.
the World Cup of pool, it is straight knockout. No second chances. And so this could be the last rack for Stojanović and Bartol.
Yeah, I think whoever's in charge of the shot clock needs to be out of the tournament and all. We're having a bit of a mare at the moment with that. Yes, brilliant. Team Croatia on now. They know they're struggling. Of course, all the players are sat, you know, behind the arena watching, and they'll be feeling for the lads. Just wants to make contact here. Yeah, that's worked out pretty good. He's got that safe. That's gone wrong. Couldn't really avoid the 8-ball there with the safe, and the 2-ball's gone over this corner. Key shot coming up. He's got to try and get from the blue 2 to the red 3. There from Yoppie.
It's a very lengthy journey from Japan to here. It looks like it's going to be, in the first instance, worthwhile. Purposely used the 9-ball to hold on the 6. A few times during this match, Carl, you and I have said that it's going from bad to worse for Croatia. Now they're fearing the worst.
This match looks over. Just playing this 8-ball in the side and doesn't need to worry about the cue ball, just pop the ball.
Yeah. Yes, good.
Japan are through. They've cruised into the last 16 with a 7-1 victory over Croatia. And for the Japanese, it's now Russia or Switzerland.
All right. So